our recorder on. And first we will start with music. Sigger, please take the stage.
Okay, thank you. We're going to start off with a Rotary favorite, R-O-T-A-R-Y. So if you know the words, join with me. R-O-T-A-R-Y, that spells Rotary.
R-O-T-A-R-Y is known through land and sea. From the west to east, the west to east, the best who serves the best. R-O-T-A-R-Y, that spells Rotary.
Okay. Should we do Grand Old Flag also? Why not?
Sure, why not?
You're in charge.
Grand old flag, you're a high-flying flag,
And forever in peace may you wave. You're the emblem of the land I love, home of the free and the brave. Every heart beats true under red, white, and blue. Weather's never almost afraid. Should old acquaintance be, God keep your eye on the grand old flag.
Okay. So
all yours, President Jim.
Thank you, Sigger. So for those of you who are joining us, we just wanted you to know that we are a singing club. I don't know that we're a very good singing club, but we're going to sing one way or the other, and we love it. So now I would like you all to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? And Bob?
And will it be fun?
And will it be fun? Okay. All right. And now our invocation from Pam Tubbs.
I ask that you bow and pray with me. Oh Lord, we gather today with thankful hearts for Rotary Fellowship that feeds our souls, for all things good and beautiful with which our lives are filled. Thank you, Lord, for blessing us with the means and opportunity to be Rotarians. Help us remember that even if we cannot do great things, we can at least do small things in a great way. We ask that you bless us with health and energy for the work ahead, in service before self. Amen.
Amen.
God bless those people in Bertie County.
Thank you, Pam. And I got a report from Joe Massey. Yeah, Joe, you're there.
I'm right next to you.
Okay. Anything you want to share?
I have not heard of anybody. I've asked my committee if they have heard of anybody who needs our thoughts and prayers. Anybody at the meeting know somebody? Could you please speak up now?
Pray for those people in Bertie County where that tornado devastated the city, town.
Ooh. So sorry.
The aerial photographs of that were horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. That they were. Okay, introduction of guests. We do have one guest with us, Linda Niemersheim. Did I say that right, Linda?
Yeah, yes, thank you.
Okay, well, welcome to our club. Linda is a friend of Rachel Bellis's. Anything else you want to let us know, Linda?
No, just thank you. Thank you for letting me be here today.
Okay, well, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Linda, you're not going to say that you're a friend of mine too?
Oh, yes, of course. Thank you. It's glad to see you. I was hoping. Oh, and Sharon, yes. Hi, Sharon. Sharon, my ex next door neighbor. Yes, thank you. I'm sorry.
Well, Linda, it's good to know you're among friends.
Thank you. Thank you.
Our school of the week is Ghent Elementary School, and our rotation scribe today is Sharon Latterberg. Thank you. First, we'd like to just address a little bit of club business. We originally were going to have our August 18th meeting. We were going to offer it as a hybrid meeting. Given the fact that there have been an increase in cases in our area, we thought it would be prudent to step back and change that meeting to a Zoom meeting and see how things progress through the end of the month and readdress getting together, hopefully in September. So I know we had advertised that we were trying to do the 18th as a hybrid meeting, but we decided that that's just not a doable thing at this time. Just a quick reminder that Rotary invoices went out, and if you could pay them as soon as you can, that would be great. We have a new way of paying Happy Bucks and fines. For those of you who are Venmo savvy, our club actually has its own Venmo. So if you would like to make your Happy Bucks or fines, you can find us at Rotary Club of Norfolk, and you can pay us what you're supposed to pay us. The neat thing about this going forward is that we're going to be able to use it for a lot of things other than just Happy Bucks. But it is a way to immediately get that obligation or get that happiness expressed in a quick and easy way. Let's see. Next thing. I wanted to let the club know, and Ann, I'm thrilled that you're here. Ann is our club's newest honorary member, and we are thrilled.
Thank you so much.
Thrilled to have you here, and
Much too kind. Much too
and
kind.
yeah, we are absolutely thrilled. Let's see, what else do we have? I'm going to do a quick little quick Zoom class for those who aren't overly familiar with one of the features. I have been guilty. A couple of months ago, our daughter gave us a Zoom cooking class, and we did not know that you could actually pin the speaker and make the speaker bigger. So we were those people who were like this close trying to figure out what was going on the screen. And then we finally learned that you can pin. So I'm just going to walk, for those of you who know how to do this, I apologize. For those of you who don't, you may find this very beneficial. If you hover over, let's just hover over my picture right now, and you'll see that there's 3 dots that show up on the right. One of your options is to pin the video, and if you pin the video, that person will take up the vast majority of the screen, so that now you're not this person looking to see who's in that box. If that's the speaker or if that's the focus of the meeting, you can do that. In the same way, you can unpin them. When they're done, you can unpin them using those same three dots up there. So I hope that is helpful. And
Jim, question?
Yes.
I unpinned you and nothing happened, but now I'm taking up my whole screen, which is very weird. And I don't have the 3 dots there anymore. So how do I go back?
It's the same as speaker view. If you go up way up on the right-hand side and see speaker view up there.
Oh, gallery view. I got it.
Okay, and then if that goes you back and forth too. So you can always have speaker view or gallery view.
Right. Right. Gallery view is the view that I call the Brady Bunch view, where we all have our own little box. Okay.
I call it something else, but you'll hear that later.
Okay. Thank you, Susan. We have, so this is our first meeting for the month of August, and we have a bunch of birthdays and anniversaries. So let's start with the birthdays. We have Connor Pritchard on August 4th. We have Roger Flagg on August 7th. On the 8th of August, we have David Brandt and Adam Folick. On August 14th, we have Sigurd Whitaker. I'm on August 16th. Chuck Spence is on August 18th. Tim Lawrence is on the 20th. Wayne Shank is on August 23rd. Chip Finch is on the 25th. Jim O'Brien is on the 26th, and Scott Hensley is on August 2nd. Who's our Sigurd? Can you lead us in happy birthday?
Absolutely. Happy birthday,
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rotarians. Happy birthday to you. And as is our tradition, you have the option of either paying a $5 fine for your birthday or $1 for each year. It's up to you. And now that we have Venmo information, you can do that quickly and easily. We also have some wedding anniversaries. Kay and Parker Kemper will celebrate 12 years on August 16th. Lisa and Webb Chandler will celebrate 40 on August 29th. We also have some congratulations. We also have some Rotary anniversaries. Bill Davis, 25 years. Julie Kiesling, 20 years. Ben Mason, 24 years. Bill McGinnis, 31 years. Marty Race, 30 years. Irv Wells, 32 years. David Brandt, 9 years. John Cameron, youngster in the group, 2 years. Gary Boswick, 9 years. Sigurd Whitaker, 21 years. Michael Desplaines, 6 years, and Susan Dawn, 18 years. Congratulations for your longevity in this wonderful Rotary Club that we have. One thing that I want to just share with you before we move along is we usually ask that you mute your microphone. When we get to the portion where our speaker will be talking, he's made a request. Susan has made a request that we unmute, because one of the things that she would like to do is hear our laughter, and it helps give her a feel for how things are going. So once again, when Susan starts, please feel free to unmute your microphones. Our vice president in charge of programs is.
Hey, Jim.
Yes.
I do have happy books.
Oh, thank you. And
Maybe others do too.
Okay, so we did our birthdays. Happy bucks. Who has some good news to share?
Well, I certainly do.
Ann does.
Yes, I do. This was an incredible month for me because my grandson got married, and he married a beautiful girl. And this was Plan B wedding. This is after he graduated from graduate school and got a job. And Plan B wedding, which was supposed to be on the Outer Banks, and they had to change the whole thing and bring it up here. And it was absolutely incredible. And one of the highlights was because they didn't have their priest from the Outer Banks, I went to Jim Sell and asked him if he would officiate. And I don't know if he's here today. I should have called him to tell him I was going to talk wonderful things about him. But he just brought everybody together. He was wonderful. The wedding was at St. Luke's Church, the oldest church in Virginia, in Smithfield. And everybody in the wedding party and actually there were 30 of us at the whole wedding, which was pretty good. Don't tell the cops. But, and it was wonderful. And I'm so thrilled that he could bring us all together with his wonderful self. And I just want to make happy bucks for that, the wedding, the graduate. Certainly I appreciate the honorary status. And life is good this moment, and I thank you so much.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And instead of then whatever, which I'm an old-fashioned girl, the check will be in the mail.
Thank you, Ann. Anyone else have some good news to share?
Bob Healy here.
Bob Healy.
Okay, well, Lush and I have been busy during the quarantine. In January, our 32 finally launched, and we put the house on the market. So we're moving from Ghent to Monticello Station, right downtown near the Scope. And we're moving this Thursday. So I wanted to announce that, and I'll give you all a change of address.
That's great news. Great news.
I have some good news.
Diana.
Good news is that the tree didn't land on the house or in the pool. That's number one. Number two is next week we will celebrate my husband's birthday. So we're happy to celebrate his 72nd birthday. Doing really great and staying safe and all of that. And happy really to have a really stable job during all of this, which is not the case for many of our partner arts organizations. And so I feel especially blessed for that. So lots of things to be happy for me this week. Thanks.
Thanks, Diana. Eleanor.
Yes, just want to be thankful that we did not get hit by the tornado, because we had a warning this morning and we got up and it was not fun. So no tornado, yay. Trees are still standing.
You only had one, huh? I had two, one at 1:15 and one at 4:10.
Oh boy, I'm sorry. Trouble.
And Tom.
I have a happy bucks for a nice, great trip out to Utah to see my daughter and her husband, and came back, and now of course we're self-quarantined.
Well, good.
President Jim?
Good. Lisa, yes.
I'm taking a risk here, but I want to send in happy bucks for Webb and I celebrating our 40th wedding anniversary at the end of the month.
Yes.
So I'm sending in happy bucks 20, what is that, 20 some odd days in advance. So keep your fingers crossed that we make it to the 29th of August.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Anyone else have anything they'd like to share? All right. Well, then now our Rotarian of the, or not our Rotarian, our Vice President in charge of programs is Lori Harrison.
Okay, I'm going to introduce the Rotarian of the day. Jim has been a member for 6 years, and his favorite part about being a Rotarian is helping the community through service projects. And some little fun fact that is interesting to know about Jim is that he loves Hallmark's Christmas in July special. So Jim, I hope you had a nice July.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, it's my pleasure to announce or introduce our speaker for today. Susan Sussman is coming to us from Orlando, Florida. Originally from, well, Susan calls herself a comedian with a Southern swag and a Brooklyn attitude. Originally from the New York area, and for a time was a fellow Norfolk resident. She now resides in Orlando, Florida. Two events sparked her early comedy career: the real estate crash and the birth of her granddaughter. She loves to talk about family, marriage, cultural changes, and aging, not so gracefully. So I've known Susan for years. I've actually seen Susan perform at least once, maybe twice. And like we had mentioned, I'm going to ask you all to unmute. And without further ado, Susan, welcome to the Rotary Club in Norfolk.
Thank you. I'm trying to fix my timer and. Okay. Also at the bottom, you have reactions. If you want to just do a little whatever we have there. what is it, thumbs up, applause, if you like a joke. If you don't like it, don't heckle me. If you want to throw something, that's fine. Yeah, your mate, your partner's going to be angry that you ruined the computer screen. But this is actually, I'm confessing, my very first Zoom performance. I have turned down many, and I am going with the Rotary Club because you guys actually have Zoom experience. Many of them did not, and I just pictured a nightmare in front of me. So, you know, here we go. Anyhow, it's great seeing you all. Thank you for coming today. It's so important for us to laugh, especially right now. It actually increases our endorphins, and maybe you'll be a little happy after. If you don't like my stuff, that's cool. I've been in bars with 5 drunken people and no one laughing a bit. So we're good, you know. But I did live in Norfolk, by the way, for 21 years. And we just moved down here 2 years ago. My husband retired, and I came by default. Didn't want to stop working, but I did. And our grandchildren are here, and that's the only reason we're in Mickey Mouse land. We are nowhere near the amusement parks, thank goodness. But it's okay. It's not bad. We're all going through the same thing. That's what's interesting. So it's great seeing like 50 people in my bedroom. This is very exciting for me. I just never thought that we would be able to do this, you know. But on the other hand, it's also like looking at a bunch of DMV photos, right? Yeah. Like our hair's all messy and too long.
Hey, speak for yourself.
Our clothes are wrinkled, you know. And we're like there's this look on our photos like, when are we gonna get out of here? It feels like I've been in this place for 5 months already. You know, when's it gonna end? And if you have a few drinks today, that would be great. And then you'll all just look like a bunch of most wanted posters. So, but I think Zoom, I've done some Zoom, just for socializing. And I think it's like a weird intimacy. You know, I calculated that you guys are actually 4,018,080 feet away from me. So we're doing good, right? But on the other hand, you can see the zits on my chin. So it's like a whole kind of strange intimacy. And you actually don't know if I'm wearing underwear or not. I will allow you to smoke. If you want to smoke, go for it. Yeah, it is your space. There is smoking. You could smoke a carton of cigarettes, a box of cigars. I don't really care. But if one of you take out and toke medical marijuana, I think that's just going to be rude. Because I cannot share. Is marijuana legal yet in Virginia?
No.
Medical marijuana? No, it is here in Florida. I don't use it, but like you guys, I find that COVID has really exposed me to a lot of strange experiences, right? Wearing masks, constant cleaning, and talking to my husband. It's been tough, right, people? Who was it, Lori, that said 40th anniversary if they make it? Yeah, when they told us back in March that we had to start quarantining in the house alone, I knew one of us was going to die, and it was not going to be from the virus. Yeah. So what we do is we spend a lot of time in our own space. Donald in his man cave, and me in the Zoom room. I mean, I gotta talk. I don't know about you ladies, right? We're talkers. We need to talk. We need people. We need people. I've learned all kinds of strange things about my husband. He actually does not shower a lot. And I didn't know that before, but I've been keeping tabs. And it's gotten so bad, I think he's created his own virus. He's actually been banned from Zoom, so that's how bad it is. He can't go in the Zoom rooms. It's no good. But he is actually a very talented guy. I don't know, guys, but I guess you've heard this, that men can't multitask. You know, I don't know about you, but my Donald, I'm very proud. He can walk and fart at the same time. I mean, it's been amazing what I've learned. Now he's sleeping and farting. I mean, you know, if you enter our bedroom, it's kind of like there's so much methane in there now at night that, yeah. I don't know if I should put on a sleep apnea mask or a biohazard one. It's like being at Mount Trashmore. Yeah. The seagulls are lurking outside our window, you know. Cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. Gotten really bad. Bad stuff. Bad stuff. I am, as a boomer, and I think many of you are, I am very proud, though, that I have been actually able to navigate Zoom. Aren't you happy that you can do this, right? Because I think in general today, social media, I find, is very confusing, navigating it and everything. I remember back in college, socializing was simple, right? I mean, I was a hippie. We smoked hash. I mean, that was it. And we ran naked with our friends in the woods. That was it. You know what we called that? Hashtag.
Oh,
no. Boom.
That's jokes.
Don't ask, don't tell.
And today people pay to meet their mates online. I don't know if anybody here has been doing that, but I remember back in the day, we met the psychos in the bars for free, like, right, ladies? I mean, I used to love and we got free drinks. You can't get that online. I used to love the Black Russians and the White Russians with the Kahlua and the cream and vodka. You know, I wasn't being racist or anything. It was the Cold War. I mean, I was trending. I love that. Or I read their name off the bathroom stall, you know. For a good time, call Don.
Oh, my.
Yeah, I married him. Yeah, we've been married for 33 years. So any of you singles, check the stalls, you know. It's free. Yeah, every year we go back to the bar, which is now it's an LGBTQ. And I'm just glad I'm ALIVE to get there. And Donald and I, they have what do they call that? A gender neutral stall. So we go in together and have a good time. Celebrate the anniversary. And we had an anniversary party and friends were coming up to us, 33 years, how do you do it? How do you do it? I said, it's none of your friggin' business how we do it, sir. But it has to do with the nurse's outfit, Greg.
Oh my God.
And WD-40, that's it's cheaper than KY, The Pam works, pss, 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 that works too. A lot of fun. But before all this COVID stuff started, I did have a bunch of shows canceled, but I was able to get in one on my bucket list, and that was performing comedy at a strip club. Now take it any way you want. I walked up to the microphone and a guy in the back yelled, "Keep it on, keep it on." And that was my husband. So he doesn't go to any more of my shows. We're done. We're done. But I had a birthday, and I finally turned years old. It's getting bad. Yeah. My mama said, "Don't tell your age." She was old school, so to speak. She said, "Don't tell your age." when my mother passed, we actually did not know her age. So we put on her headstone, TBD, to be discovered. And we had to do carbon dating. We didn't do 23. Yeah, I was, when I was cleaning out her apartment, I finally found her birth certificate in her safe deposit box, which was AKA her underwear drawer. You know, anybody? Yeah, it was signed John Hancock, so we know that she was pretty old. She looked good. She was like a well-preserved antique, my mom. You know, she looked great on the outside, but we knew she was old as crap on the inside. So it's been a long time since I could even write a joke about my mother, but she was good. She was good. One thing I inherited from my parents was my height. I'm actually just 5 feet tall. I know you can't see that, but I look like 6, but no, I'm 5 feet tall. There's an app I have, it's called Useless Facts, and it says people shrink a little bit each year. And I think the rate I'm going to be gone next week. This could be my last show. And then, of course, phone books have become extinct. I'm finally speaking to a bunch of people who know what they are. The kids at the clubs don't know what they are. Yeah, phone books have become extinct. I don't know how I'm going to see over the steering wheel. This is a problem. I'm going to be like one of those little old ladies at the wheel like this, right? It's terrible. But the thing that's I have a really hard time. I don't know about you, but inevitably, every time I go to the supermarket, there's something on the top shelf I cannot reach, right? And so sometimes I'm looking at someone coming down the aisle. I feel like a stalker asking for help. So I started dressing up. I said, you know what? Maybe sometime I can have a cougar moment. You know? Maybe I could have a cougar moment. So I was dressed up. A young guy comes walking down the aisle, and I looked at him and I said, "Excuse me, sir. Can you help me get that package of Depends on the top shelf?" Just can never get it to work, you know. Would you like to have a drink with me after? He goes, "Ma'am, it's 9 in the morning." But I do find that people go to all lengths to make themselves taller. There's actually a surgery in Asia where you can extend your height up to 6 inches. And I was thinking, if I had that done, I wonder if it's like getting hip surgery where you have to wait a year, you know, to get the other one done, and you're walking around like this, like Quasimodo for a year, you know. Yeah. But of course, then there's Dolly Parton. I mean, she's my height, but she wears the 10-inch wigs, right? The 6-inch heels. Her boobs are out to infinity. I mean, I could never aspire to be like Dolly because I just don't sing country. You can't see me, so that doesn't work. But how am I doing? Am I doing all right?
Yeah. Yay.
Doing great.
Doing great.
So are you. You don't have any. Are you, Bob Healy, are you eating ice cream? Unmute your Bob. Unmute. He's eating. Look at him. And he's not sharing. I can't hear him. So like I said earlier, I had a birthday. And,
he just unmuted.
Thank you. Are you eating ice cream?
No, sherbet.
Sherbet. Just as good. Look at him. He's got the whole gallon there. That's amazing. I said you can smoke. I didn't say you could eat sherbet. What I don't like is when, I don't know about you ladies, but I go into I was at a furniture store recently, and when the salesman called me young lady, you know, I think in my head, man, you're an idiot, you know. Don't you see my turkey neck, sir? Yeah. I mean, back here, I have a tattoo. It says Purdue, hatched in the USA. I am like a turkey. I'm free range, no hormones left, but I'm 95% fat. So I feel like saying to these guys, sir, you want to make a sale with me? Call me sexy, show me the mattresses. We'll make a deal. I have 10 mattresses at home in a 2-bedroom house, so it'll work. But for my birthday, my friends always say to me, what do you want for your birthday? And I always say, I want you not to remind me this year. It's getting older. I'm so glad I'm not a Rotarian because I don't have to pay you money. That would be terrible. My husband got me some cologne, and he didn't get me J'adore. He got me a Je Benge.
Say again? Got you what?
He didn't get me J'adore. He got me a Je Benge.
Je Bayonet? I missed it.
Bengay.
Oh!
And what else? I've also noticed that I have lost so many hormones at my age that I'm starting to look like my dad. He passed years ago. Yeah. This morning I looked in the mirror and I went, Dad, what are you doing here? Why are you wearing my bra? This is. But the last part will be this time of the year. I usually get my mammograms and go to my gyno. Thank goodness I went to my gynecologist before COVID. I don't know how that would have worked on the TelDoc thing, So I had my mammogram, very important. I'm not dissing it, ladies, but for me personally, it's like getting my boobs stuck in a panini maker. Came from the beer room at Harris Teeter or something. It's terrible, right? In college, I got a rosebud tattoo on my left one. It's now a long stem rose. In 20 years from now, it's going to be a weeping willow. That's. But like I said, I went to my gynecologist and he gave me the news. This is something I never heard of. He said, my uterus is falling. Have you ever heard of that? That's a thing. My uterus is falling. It's the womb. And the way I look at it, trying to look at it positively is, first the kids leave the nest, then the nest leaves me, I said to him, I said, Doc, my gosh, what are we going to do? What do you prescribe, like a 2x4 or a tire jack to keep it up? He says, no, we prescribe cream, Susan, cream. And cream, that's, for me, that's like putting lipstick on a pig. Not to insult myself, but yeah. So I go to the pharmacy and I go to pick up the cream and they want $300 for a tube of cream this big, $300. And I looked at the pharmacist and says, ma'am, I cannot afford that. Screw it, let it fall. I mean, I don't use it anymore anyhow, right? I mean, I'm not going to be one of those 75-year-old grandmas in the Andes that gave birth to quintuplets one day, and the Ripleys, believe it or not, I don't use it anymore. The way I look at it is my uterus is kind of like an old abandoned building. The power's out, the foundation's cracked, and the squatters left years ago. I'm Susan Sussman. Thank you for coming today. And now we can Q&A. Ask me anything you want about anything you want.
Yay.
Thanks a lot, Susan.
Thank you.
Thanks for bringing some levity to our meeting. I think that was great. I think that was great. I have a quick question for you.
Uh-huh.
How is it performing at Dangerfields in New York?
It was scary for me. I mean, I was in Dangerfields. I did 5 minutes. know anybody. I did have family that showed up because I'm from New York originally. My brother and a few people came, and you know, it was just scary. I mean, I can't explain. I was really nervous actually. I didn't kill, but I did good. People laughed. It was just really like an honor to be able to be on this lineup with all these other people. Interesting night. Interesting night.
Cool. Who else has some questions? Michael.
Hey, Susan, I'm from the north as well, and I'm from south of Boston. And I find that our humor is a little, in general, we're a little rougher, tougher, a little harder. Did you find when you were here for 20 years in Norfolk that you had to soften it a little bit?
Well, I actually started in Norfolk. Okay, I was, for almost 25 years, I was a residential appraiser. And when we had the crash, and I've had comedy in my family. I was brought up in a generation of one-liners. You know, in my parents' Christmas vacation, we go to the Catskills and we'd hear Shecky Green and all these people, and that was always in my head. And that's why I say I have a Brooklyn attitude and a Southern drawl, because Norfolk, living in Virginia really kind of smoothed the edges a little bit for me. You know, in order to fit in, you had to be a little polite. You know, not that everyone is polite, because you do get the door slammed in your face, but you had to be. It's a different sense of right. And so I started taking this class. I thought it was comedy writing class, and 5 minutes in, this is when work slowed down. My fax machine stopped working near the crash, and all this. And I decided, you know, I better start doing something. I don't want to wait till I'm on my deathbed thinking I should have done this and I should have done that. And so I took a comedy writing class, right? And again, the teacher goes 5 minutes in, he says, well, in 8 weeks, you're going to be performing stand-up in front of your friends and family. And I'm going, no, I'm not. So I learned how to do some joke writing there. And maybe because it wasn't New York and it wasn't the North, it wasn't as crass, you know, certain genteel. It's hard for women in comedy, because I find that a lot of them are very crass. And it's hard. You've got to bring your point across, but make it relatable, and not that like, so that people will just turn off.
Who else has a question?
Who is your favorite comedian?
I have a bunch. And I usually go for the people that are cleaner, because I'm pretty much, although, you know, my stuff is maybe a little adult, but it's pretty clean in terms, I don't use, I like, there's a female comedian, Natasha Leggero, who is hysterical. You have to listen to her sometime. A little crass, but not really. Angela Johnson, she's out of California. I like Jim Gaffigan a lot. Brian Regan, Bill Burr, Ellen DeGeneres. I saw Louis Black at the Chrysler, and although he uses the F word every other time, he knows how to use it. I mean, he is hysterical. If you can handle it, he's hysterical. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. But if someone turned this guy Sebastian, you know his name, Michael? Sebastian, he's got an Italian last name, very funny. A lot of people I appreciate as a comedian. Those are usually the ones I'll go to have a laugh.
Any other questions?
I have a couple.
Sally.
Yeah. So, did you take those first classes through the Muse here? I don't know if we had the Muse then. And then, what does doing stand-up teach you that you use in the rest of your life? I've always heard it's really good for everybody speaking and doing presentations should take some tips from that. But what do you see as benefits?
Well, one thing it's taught me is to keep my mouth shut at certain times. Because what happens is you turn this thing on in your head when you start writing comedy, and not everybody appreciates your humor. I'm not one of those people that sits in like at a table. You might know one of them that is constantly telling jokes. You know, Robin Williams was like that. I mean, you needed a switch to turn him off. So it has taught me control, actually, and humble. I've been more humble. I've become more humble than I used to be, because I can't always be the center of attention. And I think that all comedians have something in them where they wanted to be the center of attention. I was the middle child. Maybe that's where that came from. It has made it easier for me to speak if I have to, if I'm in a group of people and like this, you know, anyone have any questions? Yeah. And but you're in person, real life. I won't have a hard time asking a question. I also won't have a hard time if I go to a comedy show or something, maybe a show at Chrysler or wherever, go up to the people after and talk. You know, the people that start in it. I just kind of got over that hump of being shy, and because I don't know about you all, but you go home and then you go, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't ask that question. I'm sorry, I didn't say anything. So it has taught me to be a little more assertive, because when I was in appraising for 25 years, I used to be very assertive and creative, and appraising made me go into myself. It's a very technical job. It's a very ethical job. You have to go to people's houses and be very neutral. And I became that person. And this has helped me kind of come out of my shell. So it's also taught me that if there's anything that and especially I think now as the world is today, if there's anything that you've ever wanted to do and thought about doing, you should do it, because life is short. And I started comedy at 61. I just turned 71. So I am the oldest in the group of most comics. I am usually among 20 and 30-year-olds. So.
How many shows before COVID are you doing a year if you've been doing it for 10 years? About?
Well, I really didn't take off with everything only in the past 5 years, because I was so into my full-time job. I had my own company. I really just did it as a hobby. So, you know, in Florida, the last 2 years I've been retired. So I've been going out 3-4 nights a week. You know, maybe 1 or 2 of those, I'd have a 10, 15-minute set. You know, I've been building myself so that I could be a feature act, which is like 30 minutes, but now this hit and it's really squashed a lot of, kind of put a kibosh on it. But I started hosting, I got on, and I'm kind of proud of myself because like I said, the comedy scene is really young people. There's a lot of veteran comics that are now in their 50s and 60s, but trying to compete with these young people, they don't realize though, guess who's in the audience? Us. And they need people up there like us to relate to the audience. And I did audition, and I was doing a hosting job for a comedy club called Bonkers. They're all over the country. So I've been hosting and getting paid in Florida. And that was probably one of the last things I did. I was supposed to do one of their shows last weekend, and when I saw the numbers in Florida went up again, I just canceled. I don't need to be around it. I don't want to die, you know. High risk. And I say that life is more precious than a punchline, because it is. You don't know who's been where. People sit there and laugh with their masks off. Yeah, it's just not worth it to me. So hopefully I'll be able to pick up, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how long this is going to last. So I'll do Zoom.
Anyone else?
Well, I remember when we arranged your talk, if people follow you on Facebook, they can see they can laugh along with you, right?
Yeah, I think this is is this upside backwards? Is this?
No, you're good.
No, you're good.
Yeah, so it's Susan Sussman. You can see me, her Susan Sussman comedy page on Facebook. I have YouTube videos under the same Susan Sussman comedy. So you can find me there. I don't have a website. If you want me to do a show for another group or for you, just send me a message. Or whatever you want,
Any other questions? All right. Well, Susan, thank you so much. And like Susan said, you can find her on Facebook, Susan Sussman Comedy, Instagram at Susan Sussman Comedy, and YouTube, Susan Sussman Comedy Channel. So I encourage you all to go and have a good laugh. Susan, one of the things that our club is most proud of is our support for literacy, especially among the younger folks in our community. And we do is, as a thank you for joining us at our meeting, is we donate a book to the School of the Week in your honor. So thank you. We're going to be presenting Ghent Elementary School with a book in your honor. And when you're, if you make it back to Norfolk on a visit, A, we'll get together for lunch, and B, you'll get to see your book at Ghent Elementary.
That'd be great. I lived in Colonial Place, so it wasn't that far from where I was, my bailiwick. So very nice. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, thank you once again. Want to remind everyone that we'll be meeting next week, August 11th, same time, 12:30, and our guest speaker will be Brenda Gibbs, the CEO of the Hunton YMCA. So thank you all for attending. Hope everyone had a great laugh. Thank you, Susan, and we are adjourned.
How do you get that face?
Bye, Jim.
Take care. Thank you. Joey. Linda, thanks again for joining us.